it won't be as weird as it will get.
So, are we going to watch the OG The Quest first, or are we going to start with the remake?
I was thinking the remake so we can give the OG some time to load so we don't have to worry about technical problems.
Okie dokie.
You know we're not going to be done by 7:30 your time now.
Well,
right,
the 7:30 thing was for a plasma donation, and I got that done before I came in, so now I don't have to worry.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. But if that was your 7:30 thing, then we're good.
Yeah, no worries. Like, it's not going to be... Yeah, I thought about... Once the replica reading... Well, once the reading was done, I decided that I was going to just go to my donation early, just rescheduled around rather than going at like 7:30. Since I just saw, there's plenty of time in between, I can go. And I just spent time hanging out with White, and I actually found out a good description of the show. This is Max Magician as a reality TV show.
What's Max Magician?
Oh.
You see, it's accurate.
That's pretty much what it. It's a masterpiece of fantasy
filmmaking.
Yes.
It's basically a Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Narnia Asylum movie, but somewhat of a lower budget than the Asylum.
Okay.
So, like, Sharknado is too high budget for Max Magician.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
The elves have plastic ears.
We had a whole stream reacting to it. No copyright strikes. We just watched through it. It was similar to what happened with Kirk Cameron.
It was something else. Actually, I have another avatar from that. Let's see. I have another avatar from that.
This is their real adventure.
Yep. There we are.
Oh, theme music playing. Yay, thank you, subtitles.
So, this is the map. We do have a map. We have a map.
Yay! How good fantasy series have a map?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to go back to Punch now.
No. We got to be drunk for this. I mean, how else are we supposed to enjoy it?
Not that punch, a different. This punch. This is Sauron, by the way. This is what Sauron looks like.
Wait,
Except he also looks.
That's how they described Sauron? Oh my goodness.
Well, Sauron looks like a combination of Mick Jagger and Punch.
Which is the strangest thing.
I kind of wondering if I have the wrong Punch, but I mean, what other Punch could it be?
How do they not already know where on the map they are? They're in a major town. They should already know where they're at.
At least they can read a map, though, so there's always that.
We were all wondering because of that map. What kingdom are we currently in? Aura.
I come with a message from the heirs.
They haven't asked about where they were yet?
Sorry,
Yeah.
you told this to me. Oh, of course. It's a nice blade. I mustn't wear my battle gear to dinner. Is Sharon okay? Are you okay?
I mean,
What is
oh, no,
that? What happened to you?
It was a harsh battle.
If you don't mind me asking, who were you battling?
Very polite.
These kids suck.
They're so polite. They're so well brought up.
Oh, they clearly are well brought up and polite little kids, but they suck as actors.
It makes me wonder if they really are American.
We're all hungry. Starving.
Oh my goodness, food!
It's more grateful they just saved us from a witch.
They know they're
This is an inspiring moment in the story.
Your Highnesses, the paladins, come, find your seats.
Oh no, they need to be cavaliers before they can be paladins. Learn your fire emblem, you noob.
Please help yourselves. You mustn't be shy.
I mean,
Or your Age of
paladins,
Empires.
paladins are like on the highest, on the highest level. Like the 12 peers were paladins.
It's like pudding.
You know, Roland and that lot.
Oh yeah.
Our Uncle Silas has been summoned to the...
Why are her eyes so wide? It's like she's perpetually surprised by something. I mean, she is a part of this show, so I guess that's one explanation.
Drovers.
Yeah.
Do you mind making some room for?
Maybe she's surprised that actually getting paid to do this.
You want me to move? Yeah. I mean, she's standing over here like a servant.
She is very wide-eyed, and they're making the nice wizard man leave the table for her.
If you'd like.
Oh my goodness!
Come sit down.
Why don't they just bring in another table or another chair or whatever?
Clearly, he wants to have her pop his cherry.
No,
Or is it the other way around? I can never remember.
I have no idea. It doesn't really matter. The point is, they're giving the evil wizard more opportunities to be evil and a wizard.
Sanctum's food, but I guess it is okay.
Serene, are you from
Oh,
the Myra?
yeah. He wants to break her to pop her
What is your
cherry,
life like? It's very peaceful.
since it's
There's
a
not
reference to
magic
breaking
or,
the hymen.
any sorts
Mm.
of exciting things like we
Either way, there is going to be something phallic-shaped stuck into a lady harp.
She likes to be brute. Food.
Do you have any brothers or sisters?
I have one younger brother.
Are they arrogant or annoying?
No, he's pretty funny.
Can we switch?
Okay, that's actually
I want to know
cute.
something. Out of all of you, which one of you do you think will become the one true hero?
Cedric.
It's a simple question. Which one of you will prove yourselves worthy of the King's Stone?
I think every one of us would like that.
That's what worries me.
What do you mean?
I keep having these dreams and visions that everybody like splits up. Nobody wants to work together as a team. Everybody's goal is just to be that one true hero. It isn't about saving every realm, it's about winning. And I'm worried that
You disagree.
Yeah, I feel like, obviously I feel like that could happen, but again, I think there's a bigger goal at the end than just winning.
Yeah, but don't you remember the last episode? Everyone split up, and then you talked about how great it was that you used teamwork to overcome whatever the challenge was.
The one true hero.
I never said.
Bugs, as I recall.
Cedric, you're making assumptions based.
You're antagonizing the paladins.
This isn't about me. It's about them. It's about the King's Stone. The King's Stone is...
Yeah, she comes over as fairly articulate,
how would you
surprisingly.
describe it?
Just
The King's Stone, Your Highness. In a word, power. Without the King's Stone, Sanctum, all of Everon, will be lost to Tavora forever.
Wait, why are you here? I thought you were kicked out of the room, so that way the other guy could sleep with the lady he liked.
I think it was.
It claims our world, all worlds,
I think he just asked if he could move over.
including yours.
Yeah, well, that's why you just bring in another chair. Jesus Christ.
There's something you need to see.
Oh no, things are happening.
Spoiler.
Well, I'm sorry. I should have thought about that before I said things.
Or said what thing was going on as you observed it on screen.
Yes.
Are those whispits?
Yes.
Wisp bits?
Looking for you.
What?
Whoa.
Oh, they're those things that the evil witch lady farted into the sewer last time. I remember.
I didn't remember that detail.
Take the paladins and show them how to take out these flying spies.
Quickly, paladins! Come on!
What are you doing? We should wait for instructions from King Silas. This is absurd.
Okay.
I don't know. If you know how to solve the problem, why do you have to wait for people to instruct you to solve the problem? Just solve the problem.
Here. Move the lanterns.
There was lighting for a moment, but it's gone now.
These whispers could be anywhere. They're likely landed all over the castle, gathering information for Tavora. And we cannot afford to let Tavora discover the heirs.
I don't
This
care.
is a glorified D&D.
Insist that we alert your uncle. If Tavora has breached the palace, the Oran soldiers should be here defending.
King Silas and the Oran soldiers are defending our borders. Would you pull them from the front lines?
It's a good thing there isn't an M in front of that word.
He's right.
The king's
No.
soldiers.
If the paladins are good enough for the quest, they must be good enough for us.
Then it's settled.
Adeline.
I said it's settled.
Yeah, I see evil wizard turning out to be an evil wizard.
What?
Yeah. He smells sus.
Yes, Your Highness.
You found it?
Yes.
Their setup's pretty blatant that he's going to be a bad
The
guy.
Oran guard caught one of these in a sky.
Yeah, they made him leave the table to stand like a common servant.
But where's the sorceress?
Just take it.
She's waiting to hear back from her farts.
Hold it to it.
I thought one usually heard back from them relatively quickly.
And blind them
No
immediately.
comment.
And right here, this is the well. Once you find and gather as many as you can, meet me at the well
Alright.
and we'll destroy them. Understood? Yes. Good.
Wait, do you guys think we should effectively split up and try to find as many as we can?
Okay, but should we go in two?
How about going to?
Groups of twos.
Paladins, yes? Enough talking, it's time to go. Go!
You'll end up being in someone.
Time is up, yes.
What was that? Wishy squeak? Was that what it was?
Yep.
I don't
that
know.
was-
What...
That was That was the Wispit squeaking.
Oh, the Wispits spied on them, and now the Wispits know that their plan is to split off into pairs. Wait, did they draw straws? I did miss. Wait, why are they looking for things? What are they looking for things? I'm only half paying attention.
They're looking for the squid things.
What squid things?
See that? He just pulled one out.
Clearly, I only paying half attention too. It's got lighting on it.
Oh, yeah, they glow green. Green is objectively the best color.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
When like one thing manifested.
Ooh, more light.
Did he
Oh,
say?
crap.
Did he say something about dicks?
He said manifest it.
Manifest it. That is a very obscure order.
Good. Keep going.
And it's just obvious. Well, at least they're starting with okay, so what exactly? So this is so they had a challenge at the end of the last episode, and they're having a challenge at the beginning of the first episode. How is this going to work exactly?
Ugh.
I've watched. Is this going to be like Survivor or something?
It's not a challenge. They're saving Everrealm.
You have to find them.
Duh.
Wait, Miss Oracle Lady, why don't you help them find the thingies instead of yelling at them?
Oh, that's the thing about hosts. They never participate. It's only the contestants that can participate. And the
So
fact that this is the oh, go for it. Sorry, Blair.
Oh, carry on. You were started.
Oh, I was just going. That's the thing about making this a reality TV show set in a fantasy world. It makes less sense because you have other people there. Usually with stuff like Survivor, where Top Shot, there's no character interaction with any other people. It's just the contestants engaging in challenges.
Yeah, and apparently these kids have the destiny of Everrealm rests solely upon them.
Yeah.
That's not encouraging.
No,
No,
at least in the. Go for it. Sorry.
They're doing fine. Look, they're finding things and stuff.
Oh wow!
At least it's a set of adults.
What's the
Yeah.
difference between stuff and things?
I don't know. I think it's pretty much. I think they're pretty much interchangeable. It's just that one is slightly less slangy.
Okay.
Wait, do
was the
those
last
things
one you want?
squeak when they drop them in?
When they castrate them, yes.
What?
That's basically what they're doing. Like they have these weird tentacly bits on the end of a head, and they pull the head off of the tentacly bits. And it effectively blinds them.
Is that it?
Yeah.
We're done.
Okay.
Well done.
Music falls. Is that what they just said?
Yep.
Thank you,
Ugh.
subtitles.
Oh, it's a bowling ball, glowing bowling ball.
Why do I get the sense that
Paladins.
something weird is going on?
I don't know. What's weird about this?
Whispers you return.
My definition of weird has changed since yesterday.
For your speed in the completion of this task, fates have honored you with this talisman.
Oh my goodness, he got a talisman.
Wow, that's a long word.
Yes, thank you.
That kid sounds very gay.
To retire. But no. Remember, there are still 3 gems of virtue to recover. You'll need your strength.
How old are these kids anyway?
Valiant effort.
Until tomorrow.
Probably various. I would guess a range of 12 to 15.
Yeah. Well, if anime is anything to go by, they're probably 5.
It's because anime is made by degenerate Japanese weirdos.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy.
You know what? You did so good. Like, we were composed. We were calm. What did you ever say?
I wasn't calm.
Oh, these two are all by themselves. Do you think something's going to happen to them?
You know, all the boys do sports and they'll grow up being pretty rough.
Something's gonna happen.
That's what I do too.
Yeah.
And they're just chatting about their.
I guess it's character development.
I feel like I did that tonight.
Oh yeah,
Now have the second mark.
and it's certainly realistic. I mean,
If they haven't seen that you're cool, they're gonna start seeing that you're fine.
Yeah.
You ready?
Okay, so.
Yeah, and they're validating each other.
oh,
Oh dear, they missed.
So David got the first mark, which what was it? The mark of courage, and now Hayden has the second mark, which is the mark of speed.
Yeah, those were hard, like blind. So I was just surprised I even got it.
I felt very unorganized. Like everybody was kind of running around everywhere. So the top part was knowing where people already searched, like wasting your time in an area where everybody else had already been there. You just gotta work together. It's not about doing something yourself. It's about doing something for everybody.
I think we all did so good. We took out all of Deborah's spots. Well, at least the ones that were
I don't know why, but this just comes off as so unconvincing.
Well, they're child actors.
what's so unconvincing about it?
Well,
Yeah.
It's mainly just they're trying to sell it, but the issue is they're actually not even child actors. They're just a bunch of kids pulled off the street.
And there's some lighting too.
Mhm. Can't forget about the lighting.
Oh no!
Oh look! Yay, our favorite character.
Oh, is it the lady?
It is the lady.
Where? Come back! Owl hooting. Are they like bowing before her or something?
They've been forced to kneel.
Oh, okay.
And they're shuddering.
Are those the ones who missed one?
No.
I think
Those
these are
aren't
just
any
some
of the
Randys.
Those are
And
just
all your
people.
fears will melt away.
There's are people in there.
Okay, so these aren't the kids. These are.
Soon you will
I.
understand
What kids do you
power.
know of that have facial hair that are of that degree?
I wasn't looking at their faces. I don't know.
Oh my god!
Oh, it's Sauron.
That is some of the worst CGI I've ever seen.
It was low budget Sauron for a moment there.
But
Welcome to the Dark Legion. Dark Legion?
Send them to the front lines of Davia. We have another kingdom to
I don't know why I find that so funny, but it is.
Pardon.
Well, they just sounded like weird frat bros.
Now? Right now?
Welcome to the Dark Legion. Woo, Dark Legion. Yeah.
It's like a frat house or something.
Is the king gonna somehow know that they missed a thingamadoodad and now they're gonna be punished?
Throughout Everrealm, the Oron Guard has been renowned for their bravery, their skill in archery, their strategy in battle. Of course, you know this already.
Of course, Your Majesty.
Oh my gosh.
So who do you think you are?
I want whoever directed this.
Fate may have
Oh, sorry. Go for it. I cut you off.
Oh, thank you. I don't know these. I want whoever directed this to direct the Lord of the Rings script.
I was thinking the as you know is so stupid. Every time that comes up in a movie, I'm immediately like, ouch, that hurts.
Well, as you know, we need to have expositional dialogue so that way the audience needs to know of
They helped
things.
us destroy Tavora's spies.
But we don't know it.
They should be rewarded.
And as Mila said, the
All the characters.
But you answer to me.
Who cares about the characters?
As long as you live in Oron, you will heed my instruction.
You are right. I don't care about any of these people.
You underestimate the strength of your enemies. Every day Tavora's power grows.
Our father is dead. You never need to remind us of
So
Tavora's power.
the king is mad that they solved the problem.
You have failed
This
us.
is some contrived bullshit. Jesus Christ.
Your magic proved weak.
Maybe they just aren't doing stuff.
But the
Paladins, you compare me to the Paladins.
Sounds about right.
Paladins have won a victory against their first gem key. But what other monsters has this quest brought to your uncle's kingdom? Will they stand a chance then?
Sure, why not? They're paladins. That's a promoted class after all.
What the heck is that?
I'm not afraid.
Is it an orc?
I will do everything in my
Its
power
skin
to
was
reclaim
vaguely dark, so that must mean it's black.
Cedric,
Oh no, something's happening to what's his name?
Travis, what's
Oh.
happening?
Notice how the paladins are so important, but nothing ever happens to them.
in the palace position.
What?
Paladins, make
He's
yourself
getting
useful.
abruptly
Make yourself
tatted.
useful outside.
He's getting tatted or something.
This is no natural ailment.
Is it Tavora's magic?
Wait.
This is not Tavora's magic. This is not the work of the pharaohs.
What could it mean? Wait.
Ah yes, the orb of plot convenience.
The orb of the producer's will speaking.
Holds the gem of strength. To Paladin's
What actually is that thing?
I
If you will allow it.
actually can't remember.
It
No,
lets
the
her
glowing-
communicate. It lets her communicate with the Fates, who are the whole reason why any of this is even happening.
Quickly.
Wow.
They're the ones to blame for this.
So the Fates are basically the director and writers.
Yes.
That is
Oh.
a good summation. Good job.
Oh,
That is
wow.
a perfect summation. How is this supposed to help?
Crow's coin. Okay, it's done now. What is this? What indeed?
This does admittedly have better lighting than the majority of reality shows I've watched. Like most reality shows, like just have
Come to reclaim the gem of strength.
natural lighting.
Uh-oh, I have a bad feeling about this.
The fates have ripped me from a deep sleep.
Oh, no, it's that guy from...
I am hungry for your power.
It's the guy from Max Magician when he's grown up.
The fates demand a contest.
Or maybe it's his cousin or something.
Well, the funny thing about this is that voice is definitely put in post. I can only imagine what his voice really sounded like on the day. I imagine it would have actually been really funny.
Something like this.
Maybe not that bad,
We all do.
but it was probably... They definitely added some distortions.
What makes you strong?
My will?
Oh, wow. These kids know all the generic answers.
I will crush you with these stones. You will grow weaker.
Well, the generic answers are probably always the right ones, though.
Probably.
Feast on your strength until there's nothing left.
I'm only half listening. So he said fate made him come, and then he came here.
Show me your strength. My test begins now.
You're paying more attention than I am.
The weight of all my stones can claim the gem of strength.
Oh, I've seen this.
You can feel it in your arms.
Now we're just doing Survivor in Fantasy Realm. I have seen this kind of test on Survivor at least 20 times. At least, well, maybe not 20, but like at least 6 times. So,
And the tracks out this roll. Except for the antlers are kind of
Be
cool.
strong.
Drop your joke and feel my strength. You can feel it getting heavier. And heavier. Your arms are getting weaker.
well, here's the problem. If one person wins, like, what's like the end thing of this?
Come on, guys. Let go.
One of them becomes the big ultimate hero and saves the day.
And the others... Do the others have various nasty things done to them by the bad guys?
Finished. Step forward.
Oh no, one of the girls lost.
Uh-oh, that is bad.
Every jump that drops, I get stronger. Give in to the dragon. Feel my power.
Guy's voice is very convincing, don't you find?
He is an orc
Exhaustion is setting.
who is barely dressed. I'm sure there's someone who's into that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing about Rule 42.
Grow stronger. Let go.
No comment.
Yeah.
That's right. Hear the inner voice inside your head telling you to give up.
Also, why?
Release
Oh, wait, no, there are only 8 of them. For some odd reason, I thought there were supposed to be more kids.
just
Oh
feels
no,
like more.
another thing broke. How sad. How are the kiddos supposed to overcome this challenge?
I don't know. This is a very suspenseful moment in the story.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you could, it is
Oh no! Wouldn't it be right if when the challenges included something from the Lord of the Rings script?
That would be amazing.
that day never comes.
Or maybe they have to read the script or something without laughing. Maybe that's the challenge.
Well, considering that Disney is aggressively G-rated, that would never happen.
You held your way.
Although Tolkien was also pretty aggressively G-rated. Well, PG anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean, Tolkien is. The script for that we were reading is not.
Don't let go.
No.
Come on, Myra. Come on. You can do it.
Myra, you will not let go.
Yeah. Though so far we haven't got anything worse than Saruman and Drag.
No, you're not holding.
Oh, and Sauron dancing lasciviously with a belly dancer.
Oh, that sounds hot.
And Gandalf trying to seduce Saruman trying to seduce Gandalf as a femme fatale.
Yeah, that was that. That was also that.
That is indeed one of the weirdest things I've ever read.
So the question is...
Oh, go for it, sorry.
Sorry about that. I didn't mean to... The question is are they serious with that script? Is that meant to be funny?
I don't know. To be perfectly honest, I have no clue.
Yeah, I don't know either.
What is the time zone?
Are you strong enough for the final stone?
Okay, so he lasted.
Time zone?
Yeah, it's the final stone.
Oh, you said final stone, not time zone. I was like, what are you talking about time zones for?
Just give in. Let it go.
Well.
Don't let go.
Clear.
This cannot be
Oh no. Is he a good guy or a bad guy? I guess he's a bad guy.
I don't get the sense that these are that heavy.
Yeah, I honestly can't tell.
It's stiff! It didn't fall one iota. One iota. I mean...
Hey, that same guy who won the last challenge won this one too. How is that fair?
Rigged.
Clearly.
My cat agrees. That's why he meowed.
Fair enough.
Gentle music playing. Thank you, subtitles.
It's a touching moment in the story.
Obviously.
Oh, things.
Eat a bombastic in the
Ooh, that water was nice. It's gone now, though.
Sanctimers. They've recovered. You saved them.
Wait, how do you know that they recovered? Is that thing a phone?
The Fates apparently gave them...
I was about to let go, but seeing you guys enjoying it motivated me to keep going.
Is that thing the internet or Google or something?
Maybe now King Silas can
Both?
see us
Probably
as,
both.
paladins as warriors.
God help us.
Well, I'm sure that your victory will go a long way with King Silas. This quest is sharpening you, strengthening you for the battle ahead.
Next challenge, like physical, mental, whatever it may be, we do it to the best we can, like until we can't stand anymore.
Yes.
Until we can't stand anymore?
Until they can't stand anymore.
This kid is This totally feels scripted. I just don't buy that this is real.
So they're gonna make the Asian kid win, unless they're gonna subvert our expectations and have someone else win instead.
Welcome back, Paladins. Today you have proven that my doubts.
I hardly needed saving.
A thank you would do.
Your Majesty, today our paladins face the Dragiar of Moldog Mountain, standing strong for the Gem of Strength. But only one could reclaim the stone. A paladin who goes by the name David. David.
He's definitely being positioned as the leader.
Oh yeah. I'm mildly triggered because I suddenly remembered the cult of David.
The Oracle has spoken.
But you know,
Bring us the
we never did finish those lectures.
Paladin David.
No, I think you got sick of it.
And defeated the
Yeah, I think we got bored. Yeah.
What skill best served you on this quest?
My will, my mindset. You know, the creature kept telling us to give up and that we couldn't do it. But seeing my teammates push through it really motivated me to keep going.
That's why we're rubbish at seducing ladies.
Strength of character.
Obviously.
Who needs them?
Well, I definitely want ladies because I'm not gay.
Yeah, well, have you tried it? Hmm?
I have not, and I'm not even remotely interested in it and trying.
Gasp. Gasp, I say.
Yeah.
For Sanctum and for Everrealm. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the thing. Straight guys don't find gay sex repellent is a fact.
Gasp!
Step forward.
Just like lesbians find penises repulsive.
No comment. But yes.
At the corners of this castle lies a wealth of knowledge, history, customs, perhaps even a few palace secrets. I invite you to explore, immerse yourself in the ways of our world, and go back to your paladin friends with this knowledge and share it with them.
Okay, so this is basically the reward stick.
Wind rushing. And CGI.
Oh my goodness. Effects.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Oh my gosh.
Things. This music is very impressive.
There's
kind of
no
ominous, too.
place like home.
The kingdom of Darvia has fallen. One of our last lines of defense. Only the kingdom of Ulster stands between the Dark Legion and Aura.
Perhaps the fates have something to say.
Yeah, ask your magic 8-ball.
Oh.
Oh no, it's not glowing.
Afraid not, Your Highness.
I don't know why. I don't know why that was funny.
Oracle also. When the Dark Legion advances, we must be prepared. Paladins are resistance.
The grown-ups don't act very well either.
Not really, no. Yeah. Well, considering this is a very, very low-budget TV show.
The king told us to go find those scrolls.
Don't worry, guys. I definitely remember my way around the catacombs.
Huh. Famous last words.
Ready?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not inaccurate.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, this is it.
This is a snuff reality show.
You know what? I would be down for that. That would be hilarious.
Well, it would not be funny if it really happened. But the idea of it happening is funny, but it would not be funny if it really happened.
Yeah, it would not be funny if it actually happened, I agree.
For sure.
The idea of it.
The one-trick hero, they can be anything as long as they're honest and courageous, but I feel like I've come so close each time to like proving myself, and I really, really want to prove to people, like, hey, I'm not just like.
I mean, obviously, like feeling like
I'm
you
not just like.
because it pushes yourself, but don't make it so that like you psych yourself out. Okay, now I want to ask you a question. Do you feel like less pressure than before now that you have a talisman?
I feel like I want the king to be proud of me. So like I feel like that's what I want more than anything. Because I know at the end of the day you win some, you lose some, and I'm just happy at least I won one. So I can't be disappointed.
I mean, you could be disappointed. You just got the crest of speed. That just means you're really fast. I've heard ladies don't like it when their men are fast.
No comment.
Ready? Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, what are they doing with the box?
What's in the box?
It's a thing.
Okay, one at a time. Which one do you have? Austere. Help me move this on the floor.
Looks like helmets? Something other than scroll. That looks realistic.
Tall people with raven hair. Austerities are the most artistically inclined of all the peoples of Everrealm, and tend to have generous, charming personalities.
Oh, what is that one? What is that one?
This one is Sanctum. Guys, this is where the heirs are from. The largest and overall the most powerful of the 12 kingdoms. Sanctum is also the heart of Everpact, the 12 kingdom alliance sworn to Everrealm's collective defense.
That kind of scared me because it said that Sanctum was like the strongest one out of all of them, and it fell to Devora. I mean, like, we don't know the extent of her power, but that really shows like how strong she really is.
It just comes off as a little bit fake.
A little?
Yeah, like their acting is really, really, really flat.
You mean you're not convinced?
Not even remotely.
What?
Your Grace, there's no sign of them in Ostia.
All Kamasa. And we have men on the ground in Davia. No one has located the heirs.
Bring me another Whispit.
This was the last one.
Oh, lightning! Ha!
Look.
Ooh. Wow. It's so convincing.
Indeed.
I feel like it's going to come out of the screen and attack me, or do whatever it does. Oh, wow.
A thing!
More
I think I can see the string.
More CGI.
Who are you?
Oh, at long last, the bad guy becomes aware of the heroes.
General Kane, I want to know everything about these strangers defending the kingdom of Aura.
The chroma key, that is really bad. Really bad. So terrible.
I want you to go. Their king is kind, generous, and good-hearted.
No, he's not. He yelled at the kiddos for being kiddos.
Music intensifies. And there's more lighting, too. Oh, wow. Music concludes.
It's amazing.
The weight of the world.
Well,
Yeah.
that was the next episode.
Oh
Yeah,
my
that's-
goodness. Things happened.
Yeah, but I can't even say a spoiler anymore. Bother.
Very bother indeed.
Now, we watched the old one.
Oh, do we have to?
Well, it's probably going to have worse effects.
Wilhelm, no!
Oh, wow. This is very dramatic. Oh, what was that? That was scary.
We're
we're big fans of reality competition television.
So we came up with the idea of maybe what if we took real people and put them into a fantasy world?
You're taking two different worlds that have never been merged.
It's reality competition with a storyline. There's a plot and there's an.
We watched this last time. I'm skipping it.
Okay.
Oh, nice. I only have 42 minutes minus credits.
Yay! Is that longer or shorter than the more interesting one with the kids?
It's about the same length, actually.
Magical power, where 12 kingdoms have coexisted in harmony for
Oh,
centuries.
lighting. And, that dragon's really convincing.
Oh yeah, it looks like it's made from real paper.
The fates have summoned 12 outsiders to come to Everrealm's aid.
Real paper. Ooh, this actually does have some effects, though.
Do not yet know that deep within them
Yeah, like didn't they make this one because they wanted to focus on the special effects?
12 paladins who
I don't
must
know, they're doing
reclaim the
something.
Sun Spear and vanquish evil from the land.
You know, they should have summoned more than just paladins, because I mean, with just paladins, they kind of don't have class diversity.
Previously on the
Yeah, and paladins apparently are don't amount to much anyway.
Well, I mean, they're good enough. Fire Emblem always gives you an early game paladin who kicks a lot of ass.
Yeah, but I mean not real paladins, these paladins.
The Grand Vizier.
Never trust the Grand Vizier.
Never.
Introduced to Sir Ansgar, head of the Royal Army.
The Queen ordered me to turn you into warriors, and that's exactly.
I mean, I do kind of need the recap because I already forgot what happened last time.
Someone got voted off, I remember, and then they vanished into smoke.
Yeah.
In the first challenge.
I remember there was a lady who was taken out, and then everyone was sad about it.
Sent before the fates.
The two who
See.
fail will face judgment. Destiny determined by your fellow paladins.
Destiny is all.
Christian won the fates challenge.
Thank you.
And Katie became the first paladin
Destiny
to be
is
banished from
all.
Everrealm.
What are we in last game?
Okay,
nice
yes, that was very convincing indeed.
I can believe that she's really not on the show anymore.
See, this really is a snuff show.
Oh wow, they must have hated wearing those.
What does?
Creo, under the impression that the Queen wants us.
Who, the 23rd? What? What?
Didn't know how she would react to us.
Ever since we came to the castle, our welcome has not been very warm, but hopefully we can prove to her we are worthy of being here to save Alvaro.
Come on! Starting getting chills up my spine, so I get all sorts of juice and excited.
I just think that it's so funny that they're actually doing this.
Hopefully we can prove we're worthy to save Everon.
Oh,
Yeah.
Paladins.
It's just that it's
Queen
like
has requested an audience. We take a knee and bow when she enters. But do not say a word unless she's spoken.
They take it so seriously.
yeah, they are taking you really freaking seriously. It's freaking hilarious.
Wouldn't it be a ride if it turned out to be real?
Well, it must be real because they saved the world and we're still alive today.
Okay, that makes sense. But where's Everrealm?
Protector of
Realm, it's in that one place with the things and the stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well,
Welcome, paladins, to Sanctum. We are grateful to
Sanctum
each one of
Sanctorum?
sacrificing so much
Nah,
They
just
have-
Sanctum.
and help our
They
belief.
have corpse and things.
All our hope
It's just
rests
so.
on your shoulders.
You know what would be really freaking
It's
hilarious?
such a relief
Like,
that she's on our side. She's not doubting us. So that was a good feeling.
if this like had actual
Grand Vizier?
continuity, but the other
I
show.
trust that proper accommodations.
Right, that would be amazing.
We have done what we possibly can.
like there were an actual connection between these two shows, apart from the fact that they just using the name Sanctum and Everrealm
Yeah.
sort of randomly.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, the paladins are here to become warriors.
You will indeed train them to be warriors, Sir Ansgar, but you will also treat them as my honored guests. Those are my orders to all of you.
She wants us here. She is one of our only supporters here. She gave us hope, definitely.
As you wish.
This is touching.
This is just freaking hilarious.
Yeah. Well, at the same time, at least these people are more convincing than the child actors. When the child actors were on the screen, I didn't buy anything that was going on with them.
That's actually decent. Bad makeup. That's actually like decent makeup.
Yeah. Well, I mean, didn't they make this show because they wanted to do makeup effects?
I think so.
Make something more real for you. He came in there and he looked pretty sliced up.
You're pretty sliced up.
They know what they're doing.
This
You look pretty sliced up.
This is so funny because it
You
just
look pretty
highlights
sliced up.
like this whole thing is fake as crap.
Fortunately, before he could deliver his message. I'm looking at you, and I wonder what you would do for
I'm just
your
like,
kingdom, Paladin.
this just kind of highlights just how fake this whole thing is.
He was real cut up, man.
So what would you do?
You look pretty sliced up. You look pretty sliced up.
My man will take you to the field. We'll learn
Maybe this will be the part where this show gets more entertaining.
training field. Now,
Because like as they
Dangerous
are having to
sanctum.
like
We are not
take
prepared
this craziness seriously.
Hmm.
But they commit at least. They commit, which is kind of like props to you. That's
just a matter of trying to get as much training
Well,
in as
if
we
anyone can act like they take this thing seriously, then yeah.
they deserve.
Wait,
an
you're
Oscar.
not taking this seriously? Oh my goodness.
Are you
Uh-oh.
taking this seriously?
I am
Really?
taking this very seriously. I can't believe you're not invested in. I'm sorry, what are these people's names again?
Joe, Fred,
Jim, Jacob.
I definitely did feel the competition sinking in.
let's just name them all Dave.
Sizing people up a little bit more.
Shondo?
Attitudes may be under the
That is an interesting name.
Because we have that hero
Yeah.
inside of us. And we're all here to be the
That's
heroes
a cool
of our
name, though.
and we just have to bring it out and
Yeah, well, how about we just call them all Simon?
Girl. Everybody got their piece.
So they're learning how to ride ponies?
Paladins are very
The horses are
aware
cute.
of our Sunspear pieces constantly.
Yeah,
We are telling each
That's
other
actually a
this
very
shit.
clever use of putting having them wear helmets on horses.
My Sunsphere was
That's-
gone.
Where is it?
My initial reaction was panic. I knew it couldn't be anywhere but the field, but that was a big field.
I honestly didn't know if it would be lost. Like, then what would happen? The Fates would see that as disrespectful and banish her.
I am more scared than ever about my fate.
Oh, you'll be fine. The fates aren't that scary. They just make you vanish if you displease them.
Yeah, this isn't as scary as the kids. Actually, that's the old thing, because the kids is more scary, except that at the end of the grown-up one, then they turn to smoke. I don't think the kids turn to smoke.
Well, that's true, yeah, because in the kids ones, fate just communicates to them through a magic 8-ball through another lady.
Yeah.
And then apparently that lady is underappreciated because of raisins.
I was
Yeah.
so scared I could not utter a word.
Wait, why are they afraid? I'm only half paying attention.
I don't know. This doesn't look scary yet.
Come closer.
Maybe they're afraid the script is going to get worse.
Probably.
I don't know how it happened.
You should know how this happened.
String gave way, sir.
I don't care if the string gave away. What you do if you go to battle? You lose your sword. I don't need a dead paladin. I need you all alive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So from now on, don't disappoint
This
me.
honestly feels.
They were kind of a jerk.
How much you want to bet that was fake as crap?
Which part?
Which part indeed?
I think the whole losing it is
will be
fake.
tested in a military exercise. We test your horsemanship and your fighting skills. You will mount your steeds.
So you're not in suspense as to who'll lose this time?
I bet it'll be Simon.
And war
Simon. So it'll be one of the chaps then. That's good.
to score as many points as possible.
What are the ladies' names then?
Letitia, Lena. I can't.
Oh, that's too hard to remember.
Simon.
Will you do your best?
Simone, maybe? Put an N-E at the end, make it a lady's name.
Let's go with Mary.
Simonanana.
Simone de Beauvoir.
That honestly sounds like a Wakandan name.
I mean, they could be from Wakanda. Don't judge them, you racist.
No, Wakandan people are black. They actually had a whole casting thing where they said no people below with below light enough below a certain level of skin tone will be accepted onto this movie as Wakandans.
I've imagined myself being a knight, and it felt good.
Very good. Very good.
So what is your name?
My name is Jasmine, sir.
Well done, Jasmine. Where did you learn all these things?
Magic.
Your imagination. Well learned.
Amazing that he.
He's not being a jerk anymore.
You got 91 points.
This is a romantic romance story.
And I like the spirit. Keep it up.
There you go, doll.
Let's go.
Come on, Ash.
Got it, Ashley.
At 4 years old, I started riding, and now I'm a horse trainer.
So you better perform.
I'm just
Yeah.
else, if not more, because I have the pressure of knowing that I'm a good
Maybe
rider.
right if the horse threw her off, although she's kind of cute.
That's the thing about most performer. Oh shoot.
91 points is the score to beat.
Wow.
Right then, my confidence takes a little bit.
That is freaking pathetic.
Yeah. Very sad. I think we know who's going home this week, boys. And girls. But mostly boys.
The suspense is cruel.
I had already failed at the
Mhm.
You got 32 points. Are you glad?
No.
No, disappointed.
Yes, sir. I was so angry and so disappointed with myself. I couldn't even breathe.
Come on. Move!
There you go. Come
Quicker!
This is the saddest performance.
I don't need to hear anything right now, please.
Going into this challenge, I was extremely nervous.
Oh, jeez.
I've got to get over the fear of falling off. I've got to get over the fear of injuring myself.
I can shoot better than that.
What did they tip those arrows with? Nothing?
Quicker!
That was very difficult to hold your balance up there like that. But I was able to complete the task, and that's the important thing.
If we needed to find a new name for slow, it would be your name.
You scored 83 points.
Yes, sir. In my mind, that did pretty good.
Yeah, it's surprising. Yeah.
Oh, what? We're not going to watch each of them do it individually?
Having Ansgar, the queen and the vizier there, was pretty nerve-wracking, especially with the commander just screaming.
Don't be so fumbly with the bow!
It's a good old Two Rivers short bow.
I'm concerned.
Nah, it's a Shinarn piece of crap horse bow.
You to maneuver through that course
Tipped
like
by
you were
a
in
blind idiot in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is I'm ambidextrous, so Also, when there's something I've never done before, I don't know which hand to use.
What?
You clearly threw that backwards. Being ambidextrous is not a flaw.
And out of nowhere, I don't know what possessed me. I said, forever realm. Epic fail.
That was pathetic.
You scored 56. You got 80 points. You scored 86.
Thank you, sir.
35. Yes, sir.
I have to get this done. I have to get this done. I have to do this. Come on. He's looking at me. This is for the queen.
$91 points.
91? Wow. He gets to bow to the queen.
Paladin, well done.
Thank you.
You should be proud.
Botching up saying "milady" to the queen made me feel my heart going in my stomach, and I was like, wow, I hope that doesn't come and bite me in the ass later, because I should have addressed her properly.
He called me lady. Did you hear that?
Jeez. They should. They did a funny.
I've always wanted to do. I've
This
always
is freaking
wanted to
stupid.
spear. I've always wanted to joust. I've always wanted to smash a skull with a hammer. Like, these are things that I've always dreamed about doing.
Come on, Bonnie. Don't let us down.
She missed the target entirely.
What is the draw weight on that freaking bow?
I felt like
It must not be very much with how gingerly she's holding it.
since I did so well in the first challenge.
Come on. Come on.
Bonnie, we rely on you.
Come on, buddy.
Oh my gosh, you suck.
You guys are spoiling the mood. This is like deeply suspenseful and scary.
I was terrified.
I can't help it.
She was terrified.
She dropped the thingamadoodad.
I will not give up.
It's called Lance. Hello. I never thought I would use that. Use that quote. That quote is the. Knight's Tale is one of my favorite movies ever. It's so funny.
It's like the whole daddy figure, like, I want to make you proud, you know? I want to make you proud, but I really did make him proud.
You have 40 points.
40 points? Well, that's not too bad.
Oh, as compared to the average, which is 65 or 70.
You're gonna get killed.
Yes, sir.
I think people are very aware that Bonnie is not the fastest or the strongest, but she has such goodness in her heart. Thank you, Majesty.
This is a touching moment in the story.
I just think she belongs here.
Yeah, she's probably the one going home. They're giving her character development.
I've been riding the horse since I was 7 years old. But my goal going
Oh,
into
wow.
the challenge is to get the W. I want to get the dub. Dub means the W, the win.
91. It's still the score to beat.
Wow. Wow. Okay, that is actually really impressive.
Oh, wow. What is this SJW crap? Of course, the black guy with most physical experience is best at this.
I feel oppressed now.
Mm-hmm. You should.
You have 183 points.
Whoa!
The only competitor that I'm really competing with is me.
That's
incredibly
impressive. The others didn't.
Shondo is in the lead. You must beat 183 points to win.
Good job, Simon.
I was ready to rock and roll. You know what we're going to do? Why I'm here, and I'm going to prove it to everyone. I know I'm the hero. I'm the
Simon says.
Now, is the horse riding the woman, or is the woman riding the horse?
That is not
No comment.
That is actually
Is the horse riding the woman or the horse?
go to the left, so like cross my
Okay,
body,
that's
go
actually
like here. I had no choice but to slant it sideways.
No comment.
I'm trying to get as much power back as I could.
What is
It's
this
really frustrating.
piece
watching
of
the
crap
especially since archery
bow?
is such a strong suit of mine.
Quick to the next one.
Oh.
It must be, or maybe it's the arrows, because I do not
I
know.
was devastated watching Christian, considering he's been telling us how to throw the spear, telling us how to shoot the arrow and how to do it well. Just didn't come off as very professional to me, which made me almost doubt him a little bit.
How many points you think you got?
Not enough.
It's been 30. You're right, it's not enough. We'll go through the others.
It's
Your
just so funny
performance
how these
was
things are playing out.
yeah,
You
your
know, you can have all the
performance was- yeah, his
confidence in the
performance
world,
was
but maybe
ass.
confidence to that extreme is gonna hurt you.
You tried your best. Few were better, few were worse. But in general, we have to work, especially in the riding skills. Paladin Shondo, step forward. You've done excellent. You're the highest score. In the name of the Kingdom of Lewis, I hereby present you with the mark of dexterity. Well done, soldier.
Weren't they doing this last time, throwing things at a target?
Yeah.
They were shooting.
All I see is dubs. All I see is coming out on top. If it's the way of the gods.
I think it was last time it was shooting ballistas
Come closer.
at things.
When do we get the supposedly scary monsters that actually badly costumed humans?
Yeah, or what about the evil sorceress lady?
Yeah. Where's the lighting? Where's the lighting?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to the scene in the trailer where they're in a pitched battle. I want to see how that works.
What? Well,
Yeah,
they do have nice sets. I'll give them that.
Well, apparently there's like a pitched battle of some kind.
Crazy.
Where
It's so great.
You too.
You did amazing.
I'm just proud that I did so
You did
good.
phenomenal.
Yes, me.
But I need you to shake things off.
Yeah.
You have to reset. You have to come into this tonight with a different head. You know, you can't think about this anymore. Jim is a great guy, but he's able to psych himself out. I know that a lot of the times he gets nervous, he gets in his head.
You are your worst enemy.
I am.
But
Yeah.
getting in your own head is not necessarily a bad thing.
Right.
You just have to.
It needs to be a positive voice instead of a negative.
In negative voice, absolutely.
And it's 9 times out of 10, it's a negative.
You need to take control of that voice.
Yeah, take control of your voice.
I just gotta stay focused, go back in there, do my thing, come back down again.
It's really tough knowing I'm going into a Fates challenge with Christian. Not only is he super talented in so many different areas, he has been really smart about forming friendships with everyone in the castle.
Hi!
Is he the chap with the mother?
And it's my
I don't
worst
know.
nightmare.
Maybe.
I think that was the name.
Yeah.
Maybe, I can't remember.
I feel
Yeah.
Chris will do whatever he can in his power to win. He's not stupid. I think he's more scheming than he looks. Christian is in his element.
It sucks. You're one of my best friends here, man.
Same.
So one of you two need to come out on top.
Yes, that's very important.
Hey,
That's very important.
I got you. We will. We will. Hope it's me. But...
Yes, I want to help them become heroes, but I still want to be the hero, and we all can't be the one hero. That's unspirited.
Sure you can.
For one, I believe I'm that one.
You did pathetic today. You should be ashamed of yourself. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be the one hero, except I can't handle a Shenarian bow or whatever it's called.
Those bows are. That bow was I don't know whether it was the archers or the bow itself, but something was wrong with that bow. Like they couldn't even get it to stick in the target.
So much anxiety going into the Hall of Fates. Christian and Jim have formed such strong friendships with so many people in the castle.
Oh look, it is a Wakan. It's one of the Dora Milaje.
I'm ready. I know what I have to do. I'm not relying on anybody but this guy.
I walk into the Hall of Fates and my eyes start wandering up, and they're wandering up to the rafters, and I see Katie's face. And my stomach, I felt so low at that
Oh
moment.
wait, what was that?
And they're wandering up to the rafters, and I see Katie's face. And
Oh god. This is real.
Patrick, explain. Stop. Time out.
Yes, that's apparently real. Oh god.
What? What?
Gesundheit.
Oh my god! That looks freaking stupid. Oh my god. Holy crap.
What?
Apparently, they just have the lady who got eliminated last time. Her picture's just hanging up there to remind them of all the people who died.
Oh wow, this is
No,
touching.
it's
then.
worse. It's worse.
To the Hall of Fates, and my eyes start wandering.
It's
up
a
and then
3D image.
To the rafters, and I see Katie's face. And
Look, it's a 3D image.
I felt so low at that moment.
So rotating around.
That could be me.
Oh wow, it's magic.
Airlock's approaches. We can feel him moving towards us. It is only a matter of time before the true challenge is at hand.
This is so freaking stupid.
The three paladins who fed
This is
Christian
freaking stupid.
step forward.
What, you don't find it touching?
Nope.
That one has hearts of stone.
Chance to continue the quest.
Yep.
Paladin that masters our test.
Older.
Continue. The two who fail will face judgment.
Ooh, judgment.
Today you failed because you lacked focus.
That doesn't sound good.
As a consequence, you must try again. There are 5 horseshoes inside the blacksmith's fire. Take each horseshoe out, hammer the lead from the holes, cool it in the water, and secure it properly on the wheel using 6 nails. The first paladin to correctly mount the most horseshoes is saved from banishment. The other 2 will face judgment by the rest. May the remaining paladins step on the steps and observe.
I was like, this is not something I'm comfortable with, not something I've ever done. I don't even know what side of the damn hammer to hit the thing with. You know, I knew nothing.
Experiment. You can figure it out.
I felt fairly confident because I'd seen it done my whole life.
I know that I have a job to do, and that's the only thing going through my mind.
This is. Oh my gosh. A 3D image of the fallen competitors.
My mindset is on only the challenge.
It's so freaking stupid.
We have to pull horseshoes out of the fire, hammer them out, dip them in the water, and then nail them into a wheel.
And I think, okay, a horseshoe goes on any peg of the wheel. No, there are so many different sized pegs on this wheel. I turn the wheel looking for the match.
I was too focused on the task at hand. I already forgot the apron right off the bat.
Seeing Christian kind of lose his cool under the pressure. I mean, he was kind of freaking out, forgot his apron, was throwing them by hand into the water. I could tell he was panicking also because this was his second time in the Fates Challenge.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, that was a terrible decision.
I was doing really well. I felt confident. I was calm. I wasn't thinking about anybody else. All negative energy out.
More props.
Jim was a machine. He was just rolling right through that.
I'm telling myself, you have to focus. I didn't look at my other competitors' progress because I knew that that would psych me out. I am my own worst enemy.
Gesundheit.
I had to
Gesundheit.
wear
Bless you.
Yeah, that
desperate.
was just hilarious.
I knew that I was capable of doing this. I managed to block everything else out, and I just looked at each piece.
I felt confident. I was doing really well. Then all of a sudden, nails started going sideways, started pulling other nails. I knew I needed to just take a breath and really try and focus.
Oh, that music sounds suspenseful.
The minute
Very
he yelled
suspenseful.
finished, my heart
Yeah.
sank for a second.
Intense,
and
too.
in the back of my head, I was thinking maybe
Mhm.
he finished in time, but maybe he
Going
didn't
now,
get
though.
everything right. Maybe I still have a chance.
I was like, damn. All right, let's bang these last couple of horseshoes out of here. I just didn't want to finish dead last.
Huh.
Finished.
Oh my goodness, so much suspense.
To hear Creo say Paladin Jim, it was like a weight was taken off my shoulders. It was like I could breathe again.
The other two paladins must now face banishment.
Oh, do you think it'll be that one guy or the girl?
Remaining paladins.
Uh,
A choice you have to make.
considering the girl
about who
performed the
continues
worst,
and who's
she was getting
banished.
the boat.
Wait, wasn't that other girl who also did really, really horrible?
Yeah, but apparently score-wise, she
I
didn't
know
do
it
as
might
bad
seem
as those
harsh,
three.
but it's for the good of
That's
Emerald,
just sad.
and I'm sure you're making the right choice. I'll leave you.
It's hard work out there, Jim.
But now it's the hard part.
I'm extremely torn because I feel really close to the both of them.
Yeah.
I think they both did a great job out there.
We can't just base it off of the fate challenge. We have to base it off of who we think has the best qualities that is a hero.
If we go by how they completed today, one downside was Christian was kind of rushing it, a quality I haven't expected out of him.
When the pressure was on, who could still keep that focus and keep that right state of mind and do exactly what they said?
If I had to put my money on somebody, I would have guessed Ashley because she's an equestrian. I would have expected her to be towards the top.
Her strength in riding is something that would continue to be useful to us, and she has been very generous about sharing her knowledge.
It's a toss-up because she's got experience, so of course she did
Right,
well.
right.
He did phenomenal for.
Right.
Yeah.
That's definitely true.
Ashley seemed to be coming out on top for a lot of them. It was kind of hard to see where people stood. She obviously has skills she's coming in with,
Right.
but he can adapt.
We're playing a potential game. Everybody, I know he can do this. I know, look, but hey, the things that she claims to do well, she shine like the sun. Some of the things that he said that he was good at. But when it comes down to that bottom line, we have to remember, not just competition, they're talking about war. So then it comes down to what do you do when your nerves
They
are
are
going
talking
like this?
about war. He must go to the war.
So how you perform under pressure is huge.
That's the only thing.
Creo's here.
The fates await. Come with me.
Now they need to decide. Oh no, who are they sending home? The one chick or the other one chick?
Oh no.
I think the guy deserves to go.
I really are thinking about maybe.
Yeah, this is the second time he's been on the chopping block.
Really
Well,
could be
sort of.
in their mind.
We need to stop getting rid of the ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Stand behind the paladin you believe should continue the quest.
If they get rid of too many of the ladies, then it'll be a sausage fest, and then that's sexist.
And gross.
I guess.
And
I mean,
lighting.
some people like sausage, but yeah, lighting.
Yeah.
It's gone now.
Yeah, food-wise, I prefer hot dogs, but metaphorically, I prefer tacos.
Yeah, I never cared much for either sausages or hot dogs.
Gasp, I say.
Well, the thing is, you have that J-Dog sauce. J-Dog sauce is one of the best things I've ever tasted.
Hmm.
Oh my goodness. Is it supposed to be quiet, or did the sound die?
Yeah.
The suspense is cruel.
Weird. The
votes went 4-4, and I was the last one to walk in. So I was nervous, being like, I am the decision maker. Christian's my roommate, but Ashley's just as good.
apparently, like,
J-Dogs
J-Dogs is only available in Utah. Interesting.
It's going to be a hard...
Oh my goodness.
It's like a local chain, I guess.
Choice is
Didn't
made.
realize that.
Turn around.
I went with my heart and my instinct on this one. I went for Christian.
Oh, they got rid of 2 ladies. They are the sextism.
We need to cut that out. There's no attractive ladies left in that show. What's wrong with this?
Continue the quest.
I almost dropped to my knees. I was saved. I felt very fortunate. You know, I owe a great debt.
It is kind of funny that the lady who says the Durham-Anaje have jurisdiction wherever the Durham-Anaje find themselves to be fascist lady from Falcon and Winter Soldier is in this show.
It was like being punched in the stomach. Your breath is taken.
Though if anybody like on the left hears me call anybody from Wakanda fascist, they will probably try to crucify me.
Most likely.
Even though it's like kind of objectively true. They're fascists.
I wanted to be
Kind of
the
cute
one
too.
hero and be the one.
Yeah, she's very statuesque lady. She also played Shenzi in the awful She also played a hyena in the awful Lion King remake. Actually, you know what? Awful might not be the best word. I think execrable is probably a better word.
Excruciable.
At least we got more lighting out of it, but still, it better not just vote off all the women. I'm going to be really annoyed.
That's how you do it.
That was tough.
It looked tough.
So many pieces.
That's how you make a way out of no way.
I did what she said, and I did what Jasmine said, and I did what Letitia said, and I just one thing at a time. I was fortunate with that one.
You were fortunate, but you had your swag on. That's why you got it done. Jimbo Slice. I love him. He's like my little brother. I don't think anybody wants to be here.
Is this dialogue real?
Really gets into it more than
No. I call BS. There's no way this dialogue is real.
Just don't go there again.
There's no way.
Christian ends up at
You
judgment
go
again.
all sliced up.
Like all the other paladins agreed. We've all talked to him. We were your get out of jail free card, and you only get one of those with us.
I don't know, dude. I just feel like everybody needs me.
No, no need to. If we hated you, bro, you would be on that wall right now, vanished.
They never mentioned anything about the wall last time.
Think of that right now.
I'm like, I'm the worst at it.
Stop it. You need to have.
Yeah, at least we'll get a picture of the attractive lady next time. We'll get a 3D picture of her next time.
Yeah, they get to look at women.
I feel that Christian.
This is an inspiring moment in the story.
Out of most of us.
Yeah, we have all become majorly how
trusting in me.
how comforting.
Sorry?
Majorly, he in his Last Jedi video said, "Guys seem to be complaining about the women in this film. Come on, guys, you get to look at women."
Don't make excuses.
He has a point.
Men of honor and men of war.
Yeah, none of them are attractive though.
Well, yeah, I mean, Rey is sort of middling, I guess.
I've never been more.
Well, I think that Daisy Ridley
what's
is.
going on here.
I think that Daisy Ridley and Kelly Marie Tran are cute when they're not in Star Wars.
Yeah, well, they are female.
Yeah, that's. You are correct, sir.
The best kind of correct.
And lighting again.
There they come.
Pour me some wine.
Good to see you, Paladins. Have a seat.
Okay.
Blah.
You may eat.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did he just say you may eat?
I'm not here to tell stories.
I guess. I don't know.
Everyone rise.
Oh, My Majesty. What's an honor to have you here.
I would really like to hear that story, Sir Ansgar.
Maybe later on I dare to tell the story.
May I join you, Paladins?
Please.
Yes, of course.
This whole thing,
Sit,
just
Paladins.
like
Please
I am
eat.
amazed that these like poor actors are able to BS their way through this whole thing.
You must be hungry.
Impressive.
Very hungry.
Yeah.
Inspiring.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's an
I
amazing
have not seen
feat.
this much life here in years.
This is a touching moment in this
My
story.
brother and I used to play here all the time.
Yes.
The whole castle was our playground then. I remember your father, Creo, finding us hiding under this
Looks
very
like
table.
a
We didn't
picnic
want to take
table.
our riding lessons.
My father always said you and the prince were quite a handful, Your Grace.
Well, I'm afraid your father bore the brunt of our unruly behavior. You see, Creo's father used to serve my father, King Remus VI, just as Creo serves me now.
All right. Fair enough. This is better than the. It's better than the first episode by far.
Died in a great place when he
Yeah,
was just 10 years
mostly
old.
because like they're actually getting into the story
Really
stuff.
made a wonderful king.
And
Yeah.
the story stuff
I
is
wonder if
so
Alex would have gotten as powerful
BS.
as he is
It's
today.
hilarious.
Had my brother sat on the
Yeah.
throne
There
as he
still
was
was a lot of throwing things at targets,
Prince
but
looks down on you
still.
with pride, I can assure you of that.
Well, I hope he does, Sir Ansgar.
Didn't keep interrupting for interviews, so that was good.
Why, Vizier?
Majesty,
Come over here.
my pleasure. Paladins,
Bring some wine for the Vizier.
Oh no. Is that the bad guy?
Let us
It must be. His name is the Vizier.
our great heroes from the
Yeah, it
underworld
begins with a V and ends with an R, so a Z in it, so it must be bad.
that has overtaken us. I thank you all for your selfless dedication and your bravery. May the fates be with you all.
I'm with you, Your Grace.
I'm so inspired now.
how do you think you did in your test?
Oh no, she's been poisoned by the Grand Vizier.
What? Plot twist.
What's happening?
Ooh, this was a drama I was not expecting at this point in the story.
Wait, are there how long have there been subtitles?
I just barely turned them on. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was feeling like, oh wow, I must be stupid for not noticing them. But no, I'm just, yeah.
Yeah. There. Oh, she's actually quite attractive in that picture, even though she's all white and stuff.
Well, she
What, you
is
don't like white
female.
people?
Yeah. Yeah, she's female, and yeah, she's probably white.
Hmm. All right. Well, anyway, we saw things happen. I'm still not following the story, but who cares? Things happened.
Yeah. Hey.
This is
Yeah.
incomprehensible. This is completely incomprehensible nonsense.
But-
This is so, but it's fun nonsense. It's great. I honestly love this. This show is hilarious.
Yeah, and what helps make it even funnier is when well, at first it was just the kids one that was so focused on the plot, but then the adult version, they started to get a huge plot focus too. It's very weird.
Yeah, because with the plot, then I mean, without the plot, it's just random things happening. It was mostly people shooting things at targets, and then every now and then cutting to an interview where they said da 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 da. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, but we got to see some kids throw things down a hole, and we got to see the adults ride a horse.
And we got to see green glowing things. and that was in the kids one.
Yeah.
And the grown-up one didn't have as much effects, but it did have some whops. So hey.
Mm-hmm.
However, I'm annoyed that they keep kicking off the ladies.
Yeah, how very sexist of them.
And unchivalrous.
I guess they're playing by performance based, and she just didn't perform as well.
What?
Are you implying that a woman didn't do a good job?
Based on the numbers, apparently not.
But they looked better. Someone needs to rig that thing better. Someone needs to rig this thing.
I guess you just need. Oh, go start.
No, carry on.
I guess she just needs to bone all the male contestants in the bathroom.
What a delightful thought.
Hey, we can watch porn.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that'll solve all our problems.
That'll solve all our problems. It says clearly.
Instead of rotting our brains, aims in killing our emotional connections with other people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's that.
Alrighty. Well, this was fun.
Until next week.
And in the meantime, we've got what do we have? We have the script again on Monday.
Yep. We got the script. We have Once Upon a Time. I think I'm not doing anything for the rest of the week. So Showcase is moved to next week. So since I'm going rock hounding in Western Utah.
Oh, okay. You're doing that this week. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. We're leaving Thursday afternoon, which is why I asked to do 12 in the afternoon for Once Upon a Time, because we're probably leaving about 2 to head out to Moab.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It should be all right.
Yeah, hopefully we find some good agate and crystal down there.
Oh, for a second I thought you were talking about the show. I'm like, what are you on about?
No, there's a Moab, Utah. There's a bunch of biblical names down there, like biblical and, well, scriptural names, period, since there's Lehi, Nephi, Moab, a bunch of other places. It's in Utah with scriptural names.
Oh, okay. So agates and crystals and stuff. That's in Utah. That's not in the show.
No, they're one of my old friends found this video on YouTube of this amazing like rock field with all these beautiful colorful stones, like agates, other crystals, like even like big veins of crystal down in Moab. And he was like, we got to find this. So my dad did a bit of poking around on Google Earth and finally found it. You're like, let's go. Oh, find it, grab some stuff. So we're going down there and we're going to go rock hounding.
Cool.
Woo!
Alrighty. This has been fun. I've been streaming for about 3 hours total today, but it's been fun.
What other streaming were you doing today?
The last conversation of George Lucas and J.J. Abrams, but I'll tell you more about that after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I'll see you